Hey everyone, my name is Erin and I am with the UAMS South Arkansas Center on Aging here in El Dorado. And I am bringing you another HEAT program, Healthy Eating and Tasting, and we are able to do this with the grant that we received from the Union County Community Foundation, and we're so thankful for that. And so today we are cooking, I am cooking, it is Parmesan green beans with ranch and bacon. This is a really quick, easy recipe, takes no less than about 15 minutes to prep it and cook it. And it'll serve to about 4 to 6 people, more like 6 people, but it's a really good recipe, especially around the holidays when you've got a lot of family coming in. It's very cost effective, and most of these ingredients you can find in your pantry with the exception of the Parmesan cheese. So I've already started cooking the green beans. Now, a couple of things that I want to point out with the green beans. Now this recipe, you can kind of change it to what you like. Now I am actually using 3 cans of whole green beans. Now if you're going to use canned vegetables or canned green beans in this recipe, you want to always opt for the low sodium or no salt added green beans. Or you can use fresh green beans. You would cook those according to the instructions. Or you could switch it to frozen whole green beans, and you would just cook those to the package instructions before you started this process. But like I said, I'm using the canned green beans. I've already opened the cans, and I have 3 cans of just your whole green beans, and I've already opened them. I've rinsed them and drained all the extra sodium off of them. So when using canned foods, it's always a quicker, sometimes less expensive option. However, it is going to be packed with extra sodium, and that's going to help to preserve the life of the food. And so you want to make sure you take the time to rinse and drain all of that off. So I've already done that. Now with this, the green beans are already cooked, so they're a little delicate, and so you don't want to do too much stirring because it will break up and smash the green beans, and you don't want that. So I started with 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in my pan. I lightly tossed the green beans in that, and I've had them cooking for just a few minutes here, and kind of get them warmed up. This is it's a really good, easy recipe. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and you can use your ranch seasoning. Now, you can use the whole packet, but that may be just a little bit too much. What the recipe actually calls for is 1 tablespoon of your ranch dressing mix. And so I'm going to just lightly sprinkle that in here. And then I'm also going to add, I think it was a half a cup of bacon bits. Now with that, you can use real bacon. You can go ahead and fry it bacon and cook it, crumble it up, and then put that in there. Or you can do like I usually do, which is a quicker option, and I just use the real bacon bits. Now, if you're going to use bacon bits or any kind of bacon, you always want to try and find the low sodium or no salt, no sodium added when you are using bacon bits. Especially if you're on a restricted, if your healthcare provider has you on a restricted or low sodium diet, you always want to opt for those lower sodium items. So I'm going to just put that in here, and I'm going to lightly just toss this around here. It smells really good. Now, again, I don't want to stir it too much because I don't want to break up those green beans. Now, with this recipe, I'm going to let that cook for just a few more minutes and kind of let that season together. With this, once you're done, you're going to top it with 1/4 of a cup of Parmesan cheese. Now, when you do that, you can just be done. You can let the cheese melt, and you can serve it as a side dish. Or you can actually pop it in the oven to go ahead and melt that cheese a little bit faster, and you can even do it on maybe broil on low for a minute or so, and kind of let it get a little, kind of let that cheese melt and get that little crisp on it. But that's just a personal preference. Also, another good item that you can add to this is the slivered almonds are really good if you wanted to add that. That's just an extra little kick to it. But that is it. I'm going to go ahead and top it. I'm just going to sprinkle it with the cheese here. And we're done. this recipe is done. And I basically, the only thing that I did before I went live was open the green beans and go ahead and get those heated. Now again, this recipe it's a very inexpensive recipe. It's a very healthy, it can be a very healthy recipe if you choose those healthier options with the low sodium. And it's just a very easy recipe, especially around the holidays, like I said. Now I am gonna get a bowl and I'm gonna dish this up and let you see it real quick. I should have already had my bowl out here. Now here is, you can see that, and it's really good. It tastes really good. Now, if you don't like bacon bits, you could always just not add the bacon bits, and that would be totally fine. Or you could just use less bacon bits. That's just a personal preference. But again, this is the recipe that we are sharing today. Now, the recipe will be posted in the comments. So if you are, if you like this recipe, you want to have the recipe, it'll be in the comments. If you have any questions, please reach out to us, and we will be glad to answer any questions. Our phone number here at the Center on Aging here in El Dorado is 870-881-8969. Now, if you are interested in following us, you can follow us on our UAMS Centers on Aging Facebook page, and you can also follow in the other sites that are in the area or in Arkansas. So thank you so much for joining, and I hope you enjoy this recipe, and talk to you later. Bye.